Arknights. The game that's trying to be polyphonic and Plants vs Zombies at the same time. A lot of people like the game for many reasons. Some people love it for the story, some people love it for the gameplay, or some people just have the fucking gambling addiction. It's one of the most polished mobile games out there, and it's made a pretty good name for itself. I've been playing the game for quite a while now for content. I've experienced the basic gist of the game, and I've done some pretty alright progress? I mean, I don't know. So with all that, what do I think of the game? Well, today I thought it'd be a fun idea to just like talk about that. But before we do that, let's briefly talk about why I got into Arknights in the first place. So the first random video I did about it got the most views I've ever gotten. The story. So here's some stuff I liked about it. The story premise is pretty good, and judging from what I've seen, the story seems to be quite deep and lengthy and focuses a lot on world building and characters. There are a lot of side stories that focuses on side characters, which I think is pretty cool, and the characters in question mostly have a lot of charm and personality. A lot of these characters are also very fleshed out, which is really cool and all. Although despite that, there are also times where shit gets fucking boring as hell. I don't have an exact example, but I do remember some moments where characters would just be talking about random shit that's not interesting at all to me in any way. It's like, why even have that there? Because of how big this game is, there's bound to be some boring filler moments, which personally isn't too much of an issue for me, but an issue nonetheless. Now let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this review, the gameplay. Now this is where Arknights really shines in the game in my opinion. The levels are really good, and the characters are really good. The level design, in my opinion, is just really creative and fun. Each map challenges you to experiment with different motherfuckers and positions and whatnot, making each time you challenge a new level a fun experience that really gets your brain going and shit. However, there are a couple of problems I do have with the gameplay, which is that sometimes it's just boring. It's just boring. I don't know what to say. I mean, I know I said meat and potatoes and shit, but like, the most I could say about the negative stuff about the gameplay is that it's just boring. But there's also this other negative aspect about the gameplay that I also want to talk about, which I actually do have shit to talk about, which is like the grinding aspect of the game. For any game with a leveling system, grinding is gonna be an integral part of it. And honestly, I don't dig how Arknights does it. You have more than one resource you have to grind for, and the process to get them is just like pretty slow. And because of Arknights' energy system, you won't be able to get a whole bunch of these resources, so which makes leveling up your operators kind of make it feel very slow and almost tiring. I mean, this could just be because I'm grinding wrong, but the grinding guys I found online wants me to put water on my phone, which can't be possible because I play on my laptop, so yeah. Although thankfully, grinding isn't a huge part of the game, or at least I hope it isn't. So it's not too much of an issue. Now, with that out of the way, let's now briefly go over some minor stuff before I go into the thing I love most about Arknights. Character design, baller as shit. Music, I don't know, I usually play without the music on. Community, Arknights West's community is about as Western anime community as it gets. Content creator space, Arknights West is pretty fucking dry, not gonna lie. Would have been moist as fuck though if Doug was in it. Alright, now time to talk about the best part of Arknights, a part that's weirdly overlooked by the community, which is leaving the game and editing the Arknights footage I've recorded. Not only does this give me external validation by you guys, but it also allows me to do the funny edits and zoom into the funny anime girls' faces, which entertains people, which makes funny number go up. It's also pretty convenient sometimes to edit, which makes it a really good game to make content out of. It's also really fun for me. Well, I mean, I could have a lot more of a whale of a time if I edited Black Souls 2 footage, but that won't get me the funny pleasure numbers I want, so I'm sticking with Arknights. Overall, game's pretty solid. Although it's not my exact cup of tea, I'd be lying to you if I said the game wasn't very fun and polished. So overall, a 7 out of 10 for me. But for the normies who like tower defense games, I suppose it would be a 9 or maybe an 8 or maybe a 9 out of 10 for you.